A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold move that underscores the escalating trade tensions between the United States and the European Union, the EU has unveiled a comprehensive list of American goods worth 72 billion euros that it plans to target if the US proceeds with proposed tariff hikes. The announcement comes in the wake of US President Donald Trump's recent threats to impose significant tariffs on various imports from multiple countries, including a staggering 30% on European products. This situation has prompted EU officials to take preemptive steps to protect their markets and maintain economic stability. The stakes are high as the EU grapples with the implications of potential tariffs on its economy. Maroš Šefčovič, the EU Commissioner for Trade, emphasized the gravity of the situation during a recent meeting with EU trade ministers. He warned that the proposed tariffs could jeopardize transatlantic trade and disrupt established supply chains, potentially leading to a significant economic fallout. "We must avoid this negative scenario at all costs," Šefčovič stated, highlighting the need for urgent negotiations with the US. The EU strategy is multifaceted, focusing on three key areas: negotiation, preparation for retaliation, and alliance building with other major global economies. The aim is to present a united front against US tariff threats and to mitigate their potential impact. Denmark's Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen, whose country currently holds the EU presidency, echoed this sentiment, stating, "If you want peace, you must prepare for war," indicating that while the EU seeks a resolution, it must also be ready to defend its interests. The proposed tariffs from the US are not limited to the EU. They also target imports from countries such as Japan, South Korea, and Brazil, with rates varying significantly. For instance, imports from Japan and South Korea could face a 25% tariff, while those from Brazil might see rates as high as 50%. The EU's response is particularly crucial given that the US is one of its largest trading partners, and any disruption could have far-reaching consequences. In light of these tensions, the EU is not only preparing to retaliate but is also actively seeking to engage with other nations affected by US tariffs. This collaborative approach aims to strengthen economic ties and create a more formidable opposition to US trade policies. By aligning with countries like Canada and Mexico, the EU hopes to amplify its negotiating power and present a cohesive response to the US administration. Additionally, the EU's potential countermeasures include a wide array of American products, from agricultural goods to high-tech items, which could significantly impact US businesses and consumers. The list of targeted goods reflects the EU's intent to make the consequences of US tariffs tangible, thereby encouraging the US to reconsider its stance. While the situation remains fluid, the EU's proactive measures signal a determined effort to safeguard its economic interests amid rising protectionism. As negotiations unfold, all eyes will be on how both sides navigate this complex landscape and whether a resolution can be reached that avoids further escalation. The coming weeks will be critical, and the outcome could set a precedent for future trade relations between the US and the EU, as well as influence global trade dynamics. In the broader context, this trade dispute highlights the challenges posed by increasing nationalism and protectionism in global trade. As countries grapple with their economic strategies in a rapidly changing world, the need for cooperation and dialogue becomes ever more pressing. The EU's response to US tariff threats is not just about protecting its own market. It is also about upholding the principles of free trade and multilateralism that have underpinned the global economy for decades. The stakes are high, and the outcome of this conflict could have lasting implications for international trade relations. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.